Okay, so the Cactus League has formally asked to postpone the start of spring training, and they have a bunch of COVID concerns right meow. And
That's correct.
Brad, my question to you is, are those concerns founded?
Absolutely, they are. Yes. The situation here in Phoenix. Brig, I'm coming to you live from Phoenix. The situation here.
And to our anchor in the field.
No, it's not good. I mean, it's improving. I mean, you could say solid and improving. I don't know if that would necessarily be the case, but it is improving. And I think what it is the Cactus League is saying, look, we're headed in a good direction right now because over the last 14 days, cases have gone down because we've come down out of the Christmas and New Year's cases. So things are definitely improving now. And if they continue to improve into February, that's good news. And then they would continue to improve into March when we have games and tourists are coming to the games.
Right.
The issue that I think the Cactus League is seeing here at hand is things are headed in the right direction. But if we bring a bunch of people, a bunch of tourists from a bunch of different states, and we put them all in a petri dish, what's going to happen? Are things going to get really bad again? And that would make things really bad for not just the fans, but the players and also the community because people are going to be out in the community as well.
Yeah, okay. My argument to that would be, but it's outside, and it's supposed to be warm in Phoenix.
Yeah, and, I know in March, it's about 80 degrees, and I don't know if that's warm enough necessarily to do what it needs to do for COVID. I know during, I guess last year things didn't really start to get bad until June when it really heated up and everybody went inside. As long as people are outside, it's fine. But you've also got people, because I know the Peoria Sports Complex, there is like a bajillion, and I'm being like probably under exaggerating that. There's like a bajillion restaurants in that area. And, people are going to go to a game and go to the restaurants. And not all of them have outdoor seating.
Right.
So, I know you're going to run into problems with that, and it's not just being in the stadiums. Like I said, being in the community and overcrowding areas that are not typically that crowded.
Sure. Well, and not just that, but what are they bringing from elsewhere? What will they take back home with them? I understand all of that. But the great contradiction here is that the Grapefruit League has said nada. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah, and I don't know.
So it's also warm,
I don't think
and it's
things are
also
as bad
outside.
in Florida. I don't think things are as bad in Florida as they were, 6 months ago, right?
Yeah.
Florida's kind of come down. So that might be part of it, is that they've gotten things more under control. But, I mean, in Arizona, we were getting like 13,000 cases a day there for like a week stretch.
Wow.
So it's got to come down. It's got to stay down, and I think that's really what it is. It's trying to get it down and getting it to stay down, rather than getting another spike for 3-4 months as a result of spring training.
Okay. So now this decision comes back to the Players Association. Tony Clark has to say yes or no.
Which I think is interesting. Like, I'm starting to feel like he's really the one behind the scenes here. He's the executive director of the MLBPA, and I feel like he's the one who's really guiding all of this. Like, I've always been really hard on Rob Manfred because of his inability to negotiate.
Well, but that's not wrong.
It's not wrong, but I wonder, sometimes I feel like, so I'm going to get real nerdy on you here for a minute, Brig.
Ooh,
so
do it.
I finished
Can you
watching,
do it in your nerd voice? Please.
No, take away from it. I'm not going to do it. It's not that kind of nerdy.
Dang it.
So I finished watching the Clone Wars series on Disney Plus.
Yes.
Excellent show. If you haven't watched it, you like Star Wars, go watch it. And the whole time you see that Emperor Palpatine, or Chancellor Palpatine at the time, is kind of pulling the strings behind everything, right? And then you've got Count Dooku, though, who's doing all the dirty work. And so I wonder if Tony Clark is really more like Chancellor Palpatine or Emperor Palpatine, Darth Sidious, whatever you want to call him, is all the same guy. If he's more like him, but then if Rob Manfred is more like Count Dooku, he's like the fall guy who's doing all the dirty work of being like, oh, we're at the mercy of the MLBPA. It's what we have to do, and he's kind of taking the bullets from all sides. You know what I'm saying there? Tony Clark is really the one back there, like tugging the strings, but we blame Rob Manfred because of his position.
Sure, I understand the analogy, but I don't think Rob Manfred's inept behavior and handling can be overlooked under any circumstances. First of all, whether or not there's other factors at play, which have yet to be seen, that's a different story, and it's completely plausible, 100%. Plus, like you said, this is the strongest sports union ever, and they really do run the show, and it's not a terrible thing. It's just not.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, and except for when I feel like they're getting in their own way with what we talked about earlier.
Sure.
And, if they don't delay the start of spring training, things could get really bad for players too. You can do everything you can to keep them safe, but if they're not going to follow protocols, which we've seen that some guys just aren't willing to do, then they're not going to keep themselves safe. So you can only do so much.
Right. And then but then again, it would be on the Players Association to rein it in and hold the players accountable, which Rob Manfred kind of had to take the fall for last year, is what you're saying.
Right. Yeah, he did.
Because he blamed the teams.
He definitely did.
The teams took the heat, and then Manfred took the heat because of the teams. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's a pretty interesting argument. I'm not going to disparage that one.
All right. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see it play out. That I'm going back to the collective bargaining agreement. I wonder if the MLBPA is thinking they're getting too powerful, and eventually they're going to fall. That eventually owners are just going to be like, no, we've had enough of this. We're not going to let you bully us anymore.
Right.
Which would make them Darth Vader. There we go. Full circle.
What?
You're welcome.
Now do their nerd voice.
You're welcome.
Okay. I just need it every once in a while.